Fort Worth, Texas, as we're starting Sunday off with event number 8. I'm Chase Ingram. Alongside of me is Adrian Conway. Mike Arsenault will join us a little bit later on the competition floor. It's been 3 days of competition, but we've seen this move here before. Tia Claire Toomey. Absolute dominance.
We have, Chase, you're right, and it's a familiar place to see her at the top of the leaderboard. And the real beauty found in our methodology is work capacity across broad time and modal domains. And what that means, we want the fittest to be good at everything. What a better example than the GOAT. Lowest finish, 7th in a field of some of the fittest women on earth.
Tia Toomey has a 60-point lead on second place, Gabby Magawa, and Emily Rolfe is currently sitting in that podium position. Starting the day off with some classic CrossFit, the Dickies Triplet.
It's simple, but that's the trap. 5 rounds for time, 175-meter run, 12 toes to bar, and 8 alternating dumbbell snatches at 70 pounds.
AJ, what are your go-ruck steps to success here?
Here we've got no limiters in sight. You have to fight. As we saw earlier in the heats, there's no sticking points. You just gotta go. But too fast won't last. It's interesting how they're contrary to one another, where we've seen some athletes start off on the run just because they can, and that doesn't necessarily mean they should.
Your lane assignments, these are your top 10 women coming out of 3 days of competition. It's Tia Claire Toomey, your overall leader, will be in lane 5, bracketed by Gabby Magawa and Emily Rolfe. There are 2 rookies in this top 10 at the moment. In lane number 9, you have Gracie Walton, who's currently sitting in 8th place, but between 8th and 12th is only 19 points.
Yeah, only 19 points, and she's fighting for it. She has a 25th on the event track and field. Will this event be one that goes in her favor because of the running intervals tied in? She got that first place on Firestorm, though. She got the power to make it work.
Now, just in the lane next to her is Amy Kringle, 25-year-old out of the United Kingdom. She's currently sitting in 6th overall. 2 other rookies that have gotten 6 in their debut. Emma Lawson, Haley Adams. Not bad company so far.
Not bad company at all. Kringle, very different background. She has one in track and field. These 200 meet peaks might be something she's very familiar with.
Heat number 3 underway. Your top 10 after 3 days. As it'll start with a 175-meter run inside Dickies Arena, followed by 12 toes to bar and 8 alternating snatches at 70 pounds. Maddie Sturt leading from the front. Tia Toomey making a move on her right in an all-leader red jersey.
The 2 women there leading the way, Maddie and Tia, both training partners all summer long in preparation for the CrossFit Games. Maddie alluded earlier, Chase, that's been one of the most significant adaptations and changes in her training, is surrounding herself with some of the fittest athletes on earth in preparation.
No separation after the first run. No surprise there. Everybody moving to the rig nearly at the same time, but it'll be Tia Toomey first. 12 toes to bar. Now we say 12 toes to bar, maybe a little nonchalantly. It's 60 totals at a max intensity pace.
That's right, and this is something that the everyday CrossFitter will recognize. It's like, wait, I can barely learn how to string together a couple reps at a time. These women don't bat an eye at 12 unbroken, and they're going to do it in sequential rounds, coupled with another movement that really taxes their grip.
Center lane and all red, Tia Toomey to the dumbbell first. 8 alternating snatches at 70 pounds. To her right or left, her your podium contenders so far. Gabby Magawa on the right, Emily Rolfe on the left. Both in positions they've never been in before here at the CrossFit Games in a top 3 podium spot. Tia Toomey is done at 125. She's 3 seconds ahead of the pace set by Alexis Raptis in heat number 2, with Gabby Magawa right on her heels, followed by Amy Kringle.
One thing that we've noticed is that the cycling rate of the dumbbell snatches come into play. Abby Dillman on the last heat came out, had a good little run on the first one, was hanging with the group on the last one, but she was putting the dumbbell further back between her legs. These 2 women that are right in the front are going to have one of the easier times cycling that 70 pounds, Chase. They're not going to be and need to be nearly as explosive and fast through the middle because of their strength, and that's going to allow them to cycle it just a touch cleaner and just a touch faster, and that adds up over 5 rounds.
And we know we can push on the run. We've seen that before, but how do you make toes to bar faster? How do you make dumbbell snatches faster? And should you? Because there's a point of diminishing return there as well.
Yeah, you're right about that. We're watching some of the best in the world go through it right now. Tia has a pretty tight cycle rate, and what that means is her heels are relatively close together as she extends her body and sends her hips forward. And Gabby, with a similar movement cycle, but her heels go further back every time. That's a further loading position. So her cycle rate will always be a touch slower than Tia's, but that might be most efficient for Gabby.
Tia Toomey out the rig first. Gabby McGawa hanging tight at Bethany Flores, who's sitting 5th overall, has an opportunity for a podium position for the first time in her career. Amy Kringle, the right side of your screen in all gray. Tia Toomey is done. 2:53 on the clock. 10 seconds ahead of the pace by Alexis Raptis. Gabby McGawa hanging tight with Tia. As Tia makes her way out, Bethany Flores and Haley Adams are moving into that 3rd spot position. 3rd round of 5. 175 meters on the run. Tia Toomey leading Gabby McGawa. Tia has 60 points on McGawa at the moment on the leaderboard.
We can see this behind the leaders too. Kringle making a move on every run. She's slightly slower off the couple of here that exist at the rig and at the dumbbell, but because of that track background, which was in the 400-meter hurdles chase, she's able to push and really make up some ground every time we go out for that run. Back to that toe to bar, exactly what we talked about earlier, staying in a tight position, pressing into the bar with her body. Tia does a great job of that, bracing her head back so she has less distance for her legs to travel.
Now we're talking about cycle rate. Look at the right side of Bethany Flores, trying to speed up her toe spot with that style of kick.
Yeah, you get a slight knee bend intentionally as you load back, and it helps you bypass the arch, bypass that half circle that a lot of athletes create with their legs by keeping them completely straight.
70 pounds on the dumbbell, 8 total reps. They make it look light, AJ, but it is anything but that at this intensity and fatigue.
Posterior completely shot chase. The last 3 days of competition, we've done deadlifts, we've run and swim, we've done sprints, we've done a mile, we've done it all at this point, including a heavy clean ladder yesterday, and yet look at the display of fitness that's taking place here on the competition floor.
As Tia Toomey and Gabby McGawa make their way out of the arena for that short turnaround, you heard a large, loud cheer from the crowd, and that was for Haley Adams, who is solidly in 3rd with Emily Rolfe just behind her. Approaching the 5-minute mark, upper left corner of your screen, time to beat, set by Alexis Raptis, 7:56.06. Tia Toomey's last 2 runs have been nearly the exact same time, 49.8, 49.1. She's getting faster.
And that's what you like to see. This is what takes training experience, is being able to hear about a workout, this triplet that they didn't even know about long before they were able to go out here and take the floor and be able to nail the pacing just right.
49 flat on that last run. She's getting faster. Tia Toomey, 2 reps to go. Gabby McGawa, 5. Gabby McGawa still hanging tough with Tia. This is the 4th round. Haley Adams has moved into 3rd. Trying to keep pace with your top 3. The time check here, 6 minutes and 20 seconds by Alexis Raptis.
We talk about strength being something Haley Adams has been focused on, and look at her cycling that 70-pound dumbbell.
Tia Toomey looks like she's taken off for one of her fastest splits outside the very first round. Trying to see if she can break the pace of Gabby McGawa.
Also knowing she can feel others' presence, and I'm sure at some point here, especially as she exited, she was able to get a peek at where McGawa was on her snatches and understand no one is running me down right now, and I doubt she's going to let off the throttle at all.
Tia Toomey extending her lead on Gabby as you see Haley Adams making the turn for 3rd behind Emily Rolfe as Gabby is doing everything she can to hang with the champ.
The display of fitness that Gabby's put on so far, Chase, has been absolutely phenomenal. Very consistent all weekend.
Tia Toomey onto the rig first, Gabby McGawa in 2nd. Approaching the 7-minute mark. 2 reps left for Tia Toomey. She peeks over to see where Gabby is. No need. You're alone by yourself, just past the 7-minute mark. 6 reps left to go for Tia. Gabby McGawa making her way to the dumbbell. Time to beat 7:56. At least for now. Tia Toomey, once again, gets the win, and that is her 40th career win here in her CrossFit Games career. Gabby McGaw was done in second, still underneath the time set by Alexis Rackley, so that'll be good for second overall. The race is on between Haley Adams and Emily Rolfe. 1 rep left for Haley, 3 for Emily Rolfe. Haley hangs on. She'll get in third in the heat. Emily Rolfe is in. Rolfe was trying to hold off Haley Adams. Haley Adams currently sitting in 5th place, just 4 points out of 4th, which is held by Bethany Flores, who just crossed the finish line. So Haley Adams might have got those points back. So you can see Haley moving into 4th place. Her best career finish ever at the CrossFit Games is 5th place. And Tia Claire Toomey just adds another career event win, 42 first place finishes.
And I can't say that we're surprised at all, because right out the gate, Tia eyed the front of that run pack, and well, she attacked. We talked about this particular event having no real limiters, and when you're the greatest athlete in history at a sport like CrossFit, we understand that you really don't have any limiters anyways. Tia put on a clinic when it came to the dumbbell cycling. The toes of the bar were completely unbroken and done in a very virtuous way, doing the common uncommonly well. But it's her ability to blend it all together, and that's just exactly what she put on display here to start the final day of competition at the 2024 CrossFit Games.
We're seeing athletes getting together for each other, for Lazar. You see some black armbands on these athletes as well that has the name of Lazar Jukic on them. As a result of heat number 3, Tia Claire Toomey, as we said, 40th career, 40th